We're gonna go on a mission right now. So will you come with me?
Oh, you will.
Bobby's breakdowns when knowledge grows, entertaining us all as the excitement flows. From films to wrestling, he's the pro.
So by the time these football videos find you, we're going to be taking a little bit of a break from football, and I just came up with this video idea last night at the time of recording. We're recording a bunch of videos in advance, folks. It's fine. Wanted to give you a little peek behind the curtain. But we're going to be discussing HeathLedger. What would have been if he didn't die in 2008? It's a bit of a serious one, I know. I just wanted to dive in. I had a lot of fun in a dark way doing this video, what he could have been in, just seeing it. This is a pretty serious one. So with that being said, let's dive right in. So for this video, I'm just gonna throw out a lot of movies and TV that I think Heath could have been a part of, because I will go out on a limb and say this: had Ledger not died, he would have been the next big thing in Hollywood. After the Joker performance in Dark Knight, oh my goodness, he would have been a star. I mean, he was a big name before that, but this would have brought him to a whole new level. Like where these guys go now, it would have been up here for sure. In 2024, he would have been 45 years old. He passed away in January of 2008. He did finish filming his scenes for The Dark Knight, so that is his last completed role. It's kind of crazy to think about that it's been 16 years. First and foremost, he definitely could have played Thor in the MCU. I love Chris Hemsworth, do not get me wrong, I'm not saying he is a bad Thor, but look at Ledger. He has the look for Thor. Could he have been a better villain? We'll get to that. But he definitely could have been Thor in the MCU. And would he have killed it? Absolutely he would have killed it. Now on to the very obvious one. Would he have been in The Dark Knight Rises? 110%. I believe he would have been in the scene of Cillian Murphy and Scarecrow, where he's the judge. Could you imagine Ledger doing that scene as the judge where he makes him walk out across the ice? I'm not going to do an impression because that would just be bad and insulting. But he would have killed it in that scene. Or maybe he would have been a bigger villain. Who knows? But would he have been in The Dark Knight Rises? 1000%. And yes, ladies, he would have been a heartthrob in a lot of movies. He could have been in 50 Shades of Grey. I've never seen it. I know what it's about, but I've never seen it. He definitely could have played that role, I think. He also could have been in a lot of romantic comedies or romantic movies, like how Glenn Powell and Sydney Sweeney are doing a lot of those movies. He definitely could have been in a role like that for sure. Like I said, ladies, don't think I forgot about you. I don't know if you found Ledger attractive, but he would have been good and perfect for those movies as well. Now this franchise didn't really get the ball rolling majorly until about 2011. So Ledger was already gone for 3 years at that point. Was he around for the first 4 movies? Yes. And if you know where I'm going with this, you know exactly where I'm going with this. He would have been a phenomenal Fast and Furious villain. Jason Statham killed it. Luke Evans killed it. Ledger, I feel like, would have been great. They had all those English guys do the role. I feel like Ledger could have been the Luke Evans guy. So, would he have killed it as Fast and Furious villain? Look at what Jason Momoa did last year. I think Ledger would have been great at it. That's one of those fantasy booking ones. I could see it, him and Diesel, him and The Rock even coming face to face. That would be cool. He definitely could have been in one of the best movies of the last 5 years, a Quentin Tarantino film, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood with DiCaprio and Pitt. Don't know where he would have fit in, but he definitely would have had a role for sure. He would have been great in that movie. I love that movie. I haven't seen it in a bit. First time I saw it in theaters, phenomenal. That's a Tarantino movie. He never got to do those, so that's kind of one of those what-if situations, you know? I cannot take credit for this next one. My editor sent me this, and once I saw it, I couldn't unsee it. If Steve Irwin was to ever get a movie made about him, the guy that could have played him was indeed Heath Ledger. Look at them. he looks a lot like Irwin, and I can't remember off the top of my head, but there is a connection. Ryan told me Ledger's niece is dating like Irwin's son or something. I don't know. But Ledger definitely could have played Steve Irwin in a movie. Now we're getting to some really fantasy booking here with superheroes, folks. Ledger as Kang would have went better than what happened. Or Ledger as Doctor Doom in the MCU. He could have been the next. He would have been the next big villain for sure. He would have been in the MCU one way or another. There's no way they would have let that slide. Ledger also could have been one of the stars of Friday Night Lights, the show. He looked young enough to be a high school kid, and I'm sure he would have been around those guys' ages: Taylor Kish, Scott Porter, Matt Saracen. I think he would have fit in well on that TV show. And another TV show he would have fit in well of, and he looks just like the guy, Sons of Anarchy. Now, you probably can't do that with Charlie Hunnam because they look so much alike, but he definitely has the biker look, I believe. And the last two movies I have, this is really fantasy booking, but I feel like he could pull this off if he built it himself up and got the American accent down, which he already had. I think he could have played Hulk Hogan in a movie. That's probably a hot take. Many of you don't believe that. But if Ben Affleck can play Hulk Hogan in a movie, Heath Ledger could have. So I'm standing my ground on that one. Yes, Ben Affleck is apparently playing Hulk Hogan in the Gawker movie. We'll get to that at another time. And the last movie I have for him, it's an obvious one, Oppenheimer. Chris Nolan. He would have found a role in there for sure. Maybe it would have been the Josh Peck role. Maybe it would have been the Robert Downey Jr. role. Maybe the Matt Damon role. Who knows? But he would have found a way in there somehow because Nolan is a genius with that. And look what he did for Nolan in 2008. What do you guys think Ledger could have been in if he was still alive today? Like I said in the beginning of this video, I have no doubt in my mind that he would have been the next huge thing in Hollywood had he not passed away. The Dark Knight would have opened so many doors for him, and it would have been insane. But it's just a real shame we never will get to see it, because who knows what would have happened. He passed away about 6 months before The Dark Knight even hit theaters. He didn't even get to see the success of Dark Knight and how everyone went crazy for his Joker. One of the best movie villains ever. It's really a shame to see, but I think he could have killed it, would have killed it, in all of these movies, for sure. But comment below what you think he should have been in. I probably missed some, and probably opened my eyes to it. And that is my video about what could have been with Heath Ledger in Hollywood had he not passed away. Yes, folks, sad, but I felt like this is a video that not many people have tackled. So I felt like I was kind of being one of the first to do this. People have probably done it, but it's not like they're doing it currently because this is 2024 and he died in 2008. Probably a lot of videos from back then, but who knows. But like I said before, comment below what you think he should have been in. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Plenty more content coming, folks. Like I said, and until next time, I am Bobby from Bobby's Breakdowns, and we will see you in the next one. Later.
Bobby's Breakdowns, we're not